You're now listening to the Shipper's Toolbox, presented by Refund Retriever. Hey guys, Brian from Refund Retriever here. And today I just want to go over some contract negotiation tips and maybe a little checklist. So whenever you are negotiating a new UPS agreement with the carriers, you know exactly kind of what to ask for. We've seen a huge increase in carriers getting smarter with their pricing, and that means that you, the shipper, you guys need to be as savvy in what you're asking for as they are. So let's take a look at this. You know, when most businesses do their shipping contracts, you know, it comes up for renewal, you know, they're the ones that are having to re-sign them themselves. You know, there's rising prices, tougher times, and basically a carrier rep brings them an agreement and says, hey, here you go, this is the best we can do. But that's not the case. You can do better than the first offer of FedEx or UPS. Shipping is a competitive industry these days. There's two main guys that are going after each other on a daily fight. And you can use these, them against each other, or just use your own data to say, this is what I deserve, and this is, the price I'm willing to pay. Whenever it comes to reviewing shipping contracts, the biggest influence that I see is going to be data. You know, the carriers use data to identify the services that your business depends on. They know where your shipping dollar goes. They know what accessorial fees are on there. They know what zones. They know everything about it. So you got to know exactly what you're shipping out, where it's going, and also what kind of things you can ask for. So, the number one tip here, let's start with our checklist here. The number one tip is use data to identify your shipping usage. It seems like an obvious detail to not overlook, but you need to have a clear understanding of zones and weights being shipped from your business, what services are used, and also this will help you understand what discounts might be available based on these details. Number two, identify accessorial charges and surcharges. There are countless other extra charges that FedEx and UPS both apply, like additional handling, address corrections, delivery surcharge, delivery confirmation. A lot of these are based off specific locations of where it's coming from or it's going to, or if you did something wrong. You need to let the data lead to your understanding these charges, why they're being applied to you, and then go after discounts for each of these. Your goal should honestly be to get a discount on the top 5 most used accessorial fees. You need to understand your dimensional weights. So, dimensional weight is length times width times height. For grounds, typically divided by 139, this is going to equal what your build weight is. So you could have a 10-pound package that is large, and they could charge you for 40 pounds of it. So you need to know how many dim packages you have, what your divisor is, and what that dim factor needs to be so you're not paying too much for your shipping. The next tip is review the time frame in your contract. There could be specific periods set in your contract for different discounts and accessorial fee reductions. So you need to know exactly when these times are up. That way you're not overpaying or not getting discounts that you previously negotiated just because you waited too long. The next tip, do not give up your right to claim late packages. So with every package that you send out, it's guaranteed to arrive by a certain day or time, or it's free. Don't give up this right, because number one, you're giving away money, because if they're late, you get the money back. That's what Refund Retriever does for you. But also, the byproduct of what Refund Retriever does is provide reports and analytics that'll help you in many other ways than just getting refunds. Another tip is invest in shipping analytics. Just paying your invoices and kind of thinking what's going out, or seeing what your shipping is based off of what your shopping cart characteristics are. That's not the only thing you need. You need to see what's coming out of the other side of it, downstream. And shipping analytics is one thing that will give you insight into what came off of that invoice. Not what went out the door, what actually came out of your bank account. And with Refund Retriever or late deliveries, you get that stuff for free. Another tip is you need to set like an exit strategy for your future carrier contract. As each year comes and goes, FedEx and UPS like to introduce changes to their existing pricing structure. So, it's important you have an exit strategy identified in case you don't like what one of the carriers is doing to you. You need to be able to make adjustments or get out of that contract entirely. You know, we have seen some clients that have basically penalty clauses to get out early, or if their volume reduced to a certain level. You need to be aware of these provisions in your agreement and make sure that you have a good exit strategy if you want to jump ship and go to the other carrier. You know, another tip here is use more than one carrier to strengthen your position. MultiCarrier Strategy. Use FedEx and UPS. Use regional carriers for some of the ones that are going closer to you. You know, we have some people that basically all they do is ship within 200 miles of themselves, and they think FedEx and UPS is their only option. It's not. There are regional carriers everywhere that like businesses. They like the commercial business shipping out e-commerce products. You know, there's here in Texas we have Lone Star Overnight. There's many of them. You know, another tip is know what your end goals are. Are you looking to save money on every single shipment? Are you looking just to ship more efficiently to reduce the amount of people in your warehouse, or maybe to reduce the amount of time that you have that package in your control? You know, you need to understand what the current shipping rates are, the DIMs, and ways to save money through parcel auditing are all valuable details that can be armed as you negotiate with your next carrier contract. But don't overlook your specific goals. You know, keep these key factors in mind throughout the whole process. And the last one here, you know, remember FedEx and UPS thrive on your lack of data. You know, the reality is the carriers don't want to give late delivery refunds to shippers, and they don't like the fact that a shipper can be armed with all this data to help them optimize their shipping strategy. They prefer for shippers to have kind of a fuzzy view of their shipping data. You know, very simply, a lack of data on the shipper's part opens the door to increase the profits for the shipping carriers. And is that something you're okay with? Probably not. So, you know, to wrap up here, carrier contract negotiations may not be on the top of your to-do list, but once you're armed with the right data and the right motivation, which is usually saving money, it's a no-brainer to push this to the top of your list. You know, data can help you navigate the fine print of carrier contracts and optimize your shipping terms. You remember, while FedEx and UPS may lead the way in delivery, you lead the way in your own shipping management. If you don't know how to get your shipping data, or you're intimidated by the contract negotiation process, you know, reach out to us at Refund Retriever. We can take some of that responsibility off your plate without compromising your end goals. We can help with the data. We can help with looking at the current contracts. As little or as much information or involvement you want us in, we can help out. We can even just look at your contract for free and just let me give you my 2 cents on it. It's easy to do. Send it over. All right, I am Brian with Refund Retriever. Thank you very much for listening. Check out some of our other amazing podcasts. And if you have any ideas about the show or you want to learn more, reach out to us, 800-441-8085, or check out our website, www.refundretriever.com. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us on the Shipper's Toolbox. If you have any questions, visit our website, refundretriever.com. Feel free to reach out to us, 800-441-8085, for anything related to your FedEx or UPS invoices. Have a great day.